This Easter Monday devotional comes from the book of Matthew. Jesus curses a fig tree. First, let's read some of the scripture. In the morning, as Jesus was returning to Jerusalem, he was hungry. So he noticed a fig tree beside the road. He went over to it to see if there's any figs, but there are only leaves. So he said to it, "May you never bear fruit again." And immediately the fig tree withered up. This can seem like a pretty harsh judgment that Jesus puts on this fig tree. And to understand this more and the deeper meaning is to understand the nature of a fig tree and how it produces fruit. To start off, a fig tree produces fruit, figs, before it produces leaves. And as it's producing fruit, it's the same color as the leaves, green, until it becomes fully ripened, which is a deep purple. So from a long way off, where Jesus was standing, seeing leaves on a fig tree, one would anticipate that there would be fruit. So what is Jesus telling us? There's kind of a twofold story here. Like in all of Scripture, there's a meaning for it at the time, and there's a meaning for us that we can take away from it now as followers of Christ. For at that time, this message is for Israel, leading up to Holy Week and Passover. What Jesus is comparing the fig tree to is Israel. Israel is showing its leaves, showing that it's with its big ceremonies and sacrifices. Outwardly, it has this tremendous faith, but inwardly, there is no fruit, and Israel is spiritually dead. Now, what is our takeaway from it? What is Jesus telling us 2,000 years later? What Jesus is telling us is, where do we have leaves in our lives, but no fruit? Where do we identify and proclaim that we are a Christian, that we are a follower of Christ, but our actions, our words, our thoughts do not reflect it? Where does the fruit need to be? We can take what Paul wrote in the letter to Galatians, talking about the fruit of the Spirit. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control is the fruit that we should be bearing. So our challenge this week, looking forward to Easter morning, is to spend some time alone with God. Some time in meditation where we can just listen. Listen to the God after we ask this question. God, where do we have leaves, outward signs that we are a follower of Christ and we are not producing fruit?